Have you ever glanced at the price tag on a pre-workout and thought, I could just take a caffeine pill for a fraction of that? It's a common thought. Caffeine is by far the most researched and widely used ergogenic aid. A 200 milligram tablet, roughly the amount in a cup or two of coffee, can cost as little as 20 cents. Compare that to many multi-ingredient pre-workouts that retail around $50 a tub, translating to over $1 per serving. That's a massive price difference. But cost is only one part of the story. In this presentation, we'll explore what those extra dollars buy you, and whether you're sacrificing pump, endurance, or focus by going cheap. We'll look at the evidence behind caffeine's performance benefits, the physiological roles of nitric oxide boosters and endurance buffers, and the emerging science on nootropics. By the end, you'll be equipped to choose a supplement strategy that fits both your budget and your training goals, without falling for marketing hype. Some athletes prefer to keep things as simple as possible. The minimalist approach involves taking a single caffeine pill, usually around 200 milligrams, shortly before training. That amount of caffeine is enough to block adenosine receptors and reduce the perception of effort during exercise. Because caffeine is inexpensive and widely available, this strategy appeals to lifters on a budget. If you want to support strength and size simultaneously, you can pair the pill with a scoop of plain creatine monohydrate. Creatine is one of the most studied supplements. It saturates your muscles with high-energy phosphate donors, improving repeated sprint and lifting performance when taken daily at 3 to 5 grams. By separating ingredients, you avoid paying for fillers and proprietary blends. However, you also forego the convenience of one scoop delivering a suite of ergogenic compounds. You need to remember multiple containers, measure powders carefully, and accept that your caffeine pill won't provide any pump, endurance, or cognitive benefits beyond wakefulness. By contrast, a fully loaded pre-workout combines multiple classes of ergogenic ingredients in one scoop. To enhance the pump, most formulas rely on L-citrulline or citrulline malate, which the body converts to arginine and ultimately nitric oxide. Nitric oxide widens blood vessels and promotes nutrient delivery to muscles. Many products also include dietary nitrates from beetroot or synthetic sources. These compounds elevate plasma nitrate and can reduce the oxygen cost of exercise. Endurance buffers such as beta-alanine increase intramuscular carnosine, allowing muscles to absorb more hydrogen ions and sustain high-intensity work. Creatine monohydrate replenishes phosphocreatine stores for repeated sprints. Stimulants go beyond caffeine alone. There may be 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine along with novel stimulants and nootropics like tyrosine or L-theanine to sharpen focus and blunt anxiety. All of this comes in one scoop, which is why these formulas command a higher price. Caffeine is arguably the most studied performance enhancer. It acts primarily by antagonizing adenosine receptors in the brain, which reduces sensations of fatigue and can increase motor unit firing. Research compiled by the Gatorade Sports Science Institute shows that moderate to high doses of caffeine, roughly 5 to 9 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, reliably improve endurance and time trial performance. For a 70-kilogram lifter, that translates to 350 to 630 milligrams of caffeine, amounts found in many high-stim pre-workouts. However, such doses also raise heart rate, blood catecholamines, and can produce jitters, gastrointestinal upset, and disturb sleep. Importantly, more isn't always better. Doses below 3 milligrams per kilogram, about 200 milligrams for most people, still improve endurance and high-intensity performance, but with far fewer side effects. The ASSN position stand echoes these findings, noting that minimal effective doses may be as low as 2 milligrams per kilogram, while very high doses approximately 9 milligrams provide no additional benefit and increase adverse reactions. Individual responses vary based on genetics and habitual intake, so starting with lower doses is wise. The humble caffeine pill offers more than just savings. Because it contains only caffeine, you know exactly how much you're ingesting and can time your intake precisely to your session. A typical tablet of 200 milligrams costs around 20 cents, making it one of the cheapest ergogenic aids available. Unlike energy drinks or complex pre-workouts, there are no added sugars, flavors, or fillers to slow absorption. You feel the alertness within about 30 minutes and can adjust the dose up or down based on your body weight and tolerance. The simplicity also makes it easy to customize. If you want creatine for strength, you can add a scoop of pure monohydrate. If you're cycling beta-alanine, you can take it separately at any time of day. A caffeine pill is therefore a modular building block for performance, but remember it delivers stimulation only. Nothing for pump, endurance, or mental clarity, beyond the wakefulness that caffeine confers. While caffeine wakes you up, it does not address other aspects of performance. Without a nitric oxide precursor such as L-citrulline or dietary nitrate, a caffeine pill will not increase blood flow to working muscles, so you may miss out on the full pump experience. It also doesn't contain beta-alanine or creatine, both of which play unique roles in buffering fatigue and replenishing high-energy phosphates for repeated efforts. Finally, the pill offers no cognitive support beyond general stimulation. Compounds like tyrosine, L-theanine, and alpha-GPC can enhance attention, working memory, and calmness during demanding training sessions. A minimalist stack forces you to sacrifice these benefits unless you purchase separate bulk powders and build your own blend, which may erode some of the cost savings. The pump experience during resistance training results largely from increased blood flow to working muscles. L-citrulline and its salt citrulline malate are popular pump ingredients because they convert to arginine in the kidneys and then to nitric oxide in the endothelium. Typical pre-workouts deliver 6 to 8 grams of pure L-citrulline or about 8 grams of citrulline malate, which equates to roughly 4.5 grams of citrulline. Higher doses, AP10G, may produce even greater increases in blood arginine but aren't always necessary. Dietary nitrates found in beetroot and spinach or delivered as synthetic nitrate salts offer an alternative pathway. After ingestion, nitrates are reduced to nitrate and then to nitric oxide, especially when oxygen levels are low. Supplementing nitrates elevates plasma nitrate, lowers resting blood pressure, and intriguingly reduces the oxygen cost of submaximal exercise. For example, a study giving 0.1 mmol per kilogram of sodium nitrate for 3 days reduced exercise oxygen cost by 5% and improved efficiency. Glycerol and betaine aren't nitric oxide boosters but promote cellular hydration, pulling water into muscle cells to support volumization and endurance. These pump ingredients are absent in a plain caffeine pill but feature heavily in fully loaded pre-workouts. Endurance training and high-volume weightlifting benefit from buffering and energy replenishment. Beta-alanine combines with histidine to form carnosine, a dipeptide that helps buffer hydrogen ions produced during intense exercise. The ISSN position stand recommends consuming 4 to 6 grams per day for at least 2 to 4 weeks to meaningfully increase muscle carnosine and improve performance. If you only take a serving before your workout, you will experience a tingling sensation, paresthesia, but not the long-term benefits. Creatine works differently. A brief loading phase of 0.3 grams per kilogram per day saturates your muscles with phosphocreatine, and maintenance dosing of 3 to 5 grams sustains those stores. Elevated phosphocreatine enables faster ATP resynthesis, enhancing repeated sprint and strength performance. Nitrates complement these compounds by lowering the oxygen cost of exercise and increasing efficiency. These ingredients are rarely present in caffeine pills but are staples in full pre-workouts, giving you more than just a jolt of energy. Balanced or nootropic pre-workouts distinguish themselves with ingredients designed to help you dial in mentally as well as physically. L-tyrosine is an amino acid used to synthesize catecholamines such as dopamine and norepinephrine. When consumed before stressful tasks, tyrosine can improve cognitive performance and multitasking ability. Combining L-theanine with caffeine takes advantage of the two compounds' complementary mechanisms. Theanine promotes relaxation and alpha wave activity in the brain, smoothing out the jittery edge of caffeine. A systematic review of theanine and caffeine found the combination to be a safe and effective cognitive enhancer, improving attention and memory. Alpha-GPC and other choline donors supply the building blocks for acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter involved in learning and motor control. Preliminary studies suggest alpha-GPC may enhance power output when taken acutely. Although these nootropics are not strictly ergogenic in the way that caffeine or creatine are, they can make training sessions feel more productive by sharpening mental clarity and motivation. These ingredients are not present in a plain caffeine pill, but often appear alongside stimulants in fully loaded pre-workouts. A fully loaded pre-workout isn't just an energy drink. It's designed as a performance system. The stimulants wake up your central nervous system. Nitric oxide boosters expand your blood vessels and nutrient delivery. Endurance buffers like beta-alanine and creatine delay fatigue. Nootropics sharpen your attention and motivation. When these components are dosed correctly, they work together to support heavy lifts and high-volume training, far better than a single caffeine pill could. The synergy becomes apparent during longer sessions. You maintain energy without crashing, your muscles stay engorged with blood and oxygen, and your mind stays focused as fatigue builds. Research even suggests that multi-ingredient cognitive formulas can deliver greater improvements in alertness, focus, and calmness than caffeine alone. Of course, you pay for this convenience and synergy, which we'll unpack in the next section. To understand the economics of a minimalist stack, let's look at the actual cost of caffeine. A bottle of tablets usually runs around 10 to 25 euros for 50 to 120 pills, translating to roughly 10 to 25 cents per 200 milligram serving. If you buy pure caffeine powder in bulk, the price plummets to about 1 to 3 cents per serving. However, this route requires a precise milligram scale. Mismeasuring can be dangerous because pure caffeine is potent. Adding creatine separately is also inexpensive. A 1-pound tub of creatine monohydrate can cost around $14. At a 5-gram serving, that's approximately 16 cents per dose. Summed together, a caffeine pill plus a scoop of creatine costs roughly 36 cents per workout, leaving you with plenty of budget for a nitric oxide booster or beta-alanine if you choose. On the other side of the cost equation is the fully loaded pre-workout. According to consumer surveys and price analyses, pre-workouts range from 63 cents to $2.50 per serving, with a typical product landing around $1.50. That means a month's supply easily costs $30 to $50. Researchers examining multi-ingredient pre-workout supplements in Poland found that local brands averaged around 2.52 PLN per serving, was $66. Prices vary because of ingredient quality and dosing. Clinically dosed citrulline and beta-alanine are expensive. High caffeine content and patented ingredients drive cost up. Marketing, branding, flavoring, and packaging also add overhead. Proprietary blends obscure ingredient amounts but allow companies to cheap out on expensive components. In short, you pay a premium for convenience and the promise of synergy. When comparing apples to apples, it helps to calculate the cost of obtaining effective doses. A caffeine pill plus a scoop of creatine monohydrate costs around 36 cents per workout, 20 cents for the pill, and 16 cents for the creatine. That covers energy and high-energy phosphate replenishment. A fully loaded pre-workout costs approximately $1.50 and delivers those two ingredients plus citrulline, beta-alanine, nitrates, and nootropics. If you wanted to build an equivalent stack yourself using bulk powders, you could save money relative to a commercial product, but you need to purchase multiple tubs, measure each ingredient, and ensure you're hitting the evidence-based doses. Ultimately, the price difference reflects both the number of ingredients and the convenience factor. The question becomes whether the extra pump, endurance, and mental clarity are worth 4 times the cost per serving. When weighing the two approaches, consider what each offers across your key performance priorities. In terms of energy, both a caffeine pill and a pre-workout deliver central nervous system stimulation, though commercial formulas often pack more caffeine and may add extra stimulants. Only pre-workouts provide pump ingredients like citrulline and nitrates, so if you crave the feeling of tight, engorged muscles, the pill alone won't cut it. Endurance buffers such as beta-alanine, creatine, and nitrates are also absent from a simple pill. You can add these separately, but that requires extra purchases and dosing discipline. Lastly, focus and mood are more nuanced than energy. Balanced pre-workouts include nootropics that promote calm alertness. Caffeine by itself can sometimes heighten anxiety or induce a crash. Weigh these factors relative to your training goals before reaching for the cheapest option. Ultimately, the decision comes down to whether the added benefits of a fully loaded pre-workout are worth the extra cost. If you have a limited budget, a caffeine pill plus creatine may meet your needs, particularly if you train for strength or short, explosive workouts where pump and extended endurance are less critical. But if you pursue hypertrophy, circuit training, or long bodybuilding sessions, the vasodilation, fatigue buffering, and mental sharpness from a more comprehensive formula can enhance your training experience. Ask yourself whether the ritual and taste of mixing a flavored drink add to your enjoyment and adherence. The right choice is personal, and it may change over time as your goals evolve. Not everyone needs a fully loaded pre-workout. If you're strapped for cash or just beginning your fitness journey, a caffeine pill can provide the energy you need without straining your budget. Many athletes train early in the morning or during lunch breaks and don't require an extended pump or cognitive boost. They simply want to feel awake. A minimalist approach is also appealing to individuals who are sensitive to stimulants. Beta-alanine tingles can be uncomfortable, and high doses of caffeine paired with yohimbine or synephrine may cause anxiety or elevated heart rate. By isolating caffeine, you can better control your stimulant intake and avoid ingredients that don't agree with you. Many athletes thrive on the ritual and performance benefits of a fully loaded pre-workout. If you're chasing maximum muscle pumps, love chasing high rep sets or circuit workouts, and want to stay razor sharp for an hour or more, the combination of nitric oxide boosters, endurance buffers, and nootropic agents makes sense. High volume hypertrophy and bodybuilding workouts tax both the muscular and nervous systems. Citrulline and nitrates keep blood flowing. Beta-alanine and creatine delay fatigue and cognitive enhancers, maintain mental drive. For some, the taste and routine of mixing a delicious drink is part of the pre-training experience, turning the gym into a cherished ritual. The convenience of having everything measured and flavored is worth paying more per serving. One of the advantages of using simple ingredients is the ability to tailor your stack. If you like the straightforward stimulation of a caffeine pill but still want a pump, you can add a separate nitric oxide product containing L-citrulline or nitrates. Many pump products are unflavored or lightly flavored and mix easily with water. Beta-alanine and creatine can be purchased in bulk and taken at different times of day, spreading the dose to minimize tingles and digestive discomfort. However, DIY stacking comes with responsibilities. Always use a digital scale for powders. Pure caffeine and nitrates can be dangerous if overdosed. Keep track of your total caffeine intake from all sources, and be mindful of ingredients like yohimbine or synephrine that may appear in some pump formulas and interact with caffeine. With careful planning, you can build a personalized pre-workout that balances cost, performance, and safety. Convenience plays a surprisingly large role in supplement adherence. Caffeine pills are extremely portable. Toss a small bottle in your gym bag or pocket, and take one with a sip of water on the way to the gym. There's no need for a shaker bottle, no worrying about mixing lumps, and no residual powder at the bottom of a cup. In contrast, pre-workout powders must be mixed with water, and usually require a shaker bottle to dissolve fully. They can be messy to transport, and if you forget your scoop or bottle, you're out of luck. On the plus side, powders combine multiple ingredients in a single scoop. You're not juggling 10 tubs of individual powders. Many companies also offer single-serve sachets for travel. Ultimately, decide whether you value the simplicity of pills or the convenience of a complete formula in one drink. Becoming a savvy supplement consumer requires a bit of homework. First, identify what you truly need. Are you just looking for a quick jolt of energy before a short workout? Do you crave a skin-splitting pump during long hypertrophy sessions? Is cognitive function your limiting factor? Once you know your goal, scrutinize product labels. Clinically supported doses for popular ingredients include roughly 6 grams of L-citrulline or 8 grams of citrulline malate, 3 to 6 grams of beta-alanine, and 3 to 5 grams of creatine. Many products hide behind proprietary blends, listing dozens of ingredients without disclosing amounts. Avoid these. You deserve to know what you're paying for. Start with lower caffeine amounts and assess your tolerance, particularly if formulas include additional stimulants like synephrine or yohimbine, which can increase cardiovascular risk. Informed choices will maximize your results and protect your wallet. Before we close, let's distill the key points. First, caffeine itself is a robust performance enhancer when used appropriately. Research indicates effective doses around 3 to 6 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, with minimal effective doses as low as 2 milligrams per kilogram and a daily upper limit near 400 milligrams for most adults. Second, the price gap between a caffeine pill and a fully loaded pre-workout is considerable. You're paying 4 to 5 times more per serving, but those extra dollars buy nitric oxide boosters, endurance buffers, and nootropic agents that a pill lacks. Finally, there is no universal answer. If you train for strength and have a tight budget, a minimalist stack may serve you well. If you crave pump, endurance, and mental clarity, investing in a complete formula or building your own custom stack makes sense. Base your decision on your training style, daily schedule, budget, and stimulant tolerance. Thanks for watching. Whether you're a minimalist who loves the simplicity of a caffeine pill or a pre-workout aficionado chasing the ultimate pump, the choice is yours. The key is knowing what each option provides, how much it costs, and how it aligns with your training style. If this deep dive helped clarify your decision, please subscribe to the AOF Supplements channel. Tell us in the comments whether you prefer cheap energy or complete performance, and why. And if you know someone who could use a smarter supplement strategy, share this video with them. Stay strong and stay informed.